I used to let frustration rob my energy. That frustration could sit in my body for days until I discovered this one system that changed everything. Now I actually use frustration to propel me into my next level. This is my frustration override system, and I learned it the hard way. Laugh because my amazing, beautiful daughter, she is in my life to help me grow. I've had so many layers that I had to unlearn. And the biggest thing is that of needing to be right and allowing myself to be a victim of that frustration. Actually, this is so deep. It is so wonderful at the same time. How can I elevate? How can I become greater than my body? And here's what I discovered about frustration. It's a trigger point. A green flag to help you pause and say, interesting. Why am I frustrated? And if you are anything like me, you will probably find that deep rooted ego mind where actually you want to be right. Or you want to be a victim. And you realize, I have the book over here. This book that I started with my masterminders, very, very powerful. You realize that pity partying actually feels pretty comfortable. Frustration is an amazing sign to pause and say, why do I allow myself to be frustrated? Why do you allow yourself to be in that pain? Why do you choose to be in that pain? You realize that actually it was a conditioning, maybe from childhood. You saw other people stuck in frustration, and we role model how other people show up. I certainly had to recondition myself not to let frustration be part of who I am. And I'm still do that deep inner work every single day. I'm no longer available to be frustrated. A good assignment. My question to you, what are you no longer available for? Where you're oftentimes frustrated. Is that really who you want to be? I don't believe that. Here's what you want to know. And here's what I see. People suppress that frustration, say, it doesn't really matter, right? At some point, you cannot hold that energy in your body anymore. You get overwhelmed or explode. That was me. I used to suppress my emotion. I tolerated way too much. And then at one point, boom, I just reacted. So that was a very unhealthy way of showing up and very unhealthy boundary. But what I know from my own journey, when you push through frustration, you don't get the best result, because frustration eats your energy, it eats your focus, and you just vibrate on a lower level frequency. So what you want to do when you meet the wall of frustration is to learn to dance with the frustration. Sit with that frustration, sit with what is showing up, and trust that inner voice. If we come from love, if we are unconditional loving, there's nothing right or wrong. It's a soul, and that soul is learning, right? We are all souls. So where do you have to let go so you protect your energy, so you stay in flow? That's how you can go about your frustration. And when you say, I no longer allow myself to be frustrated in this situation, it can actually go very fast. I do also know, because I've been on this journey for a while, that we tend to forget. How many times do we have to forget until we remember, right? It's evolution, it's evolvement. And the same goes for you. The same goes with me. The same goes with our kids. How many times do we have to forget until we remember? And be proud of every time you remember that, whether it's in the moment or 10 minutes later, whatever time frame that is. Be proud of your own awareness. And the more you train your awareness, the more you train yourself to be aware of your reaction and your feeling in your body, the faster you will dismantle that frustration. It is that simple, and it's so powerful, because also at work, when are you frustrated and what are you no longer available for? Make that commitment. I am no longer available for do. Drop it in the comments. And then keep your word, because that's integrity. Keep putting in the reps. We have to train the brain. That's the rewiring of the brain. The override system, 3 simple steps that can change your entire day. Step 1 is the recognition phase. Just recognize, first of all, that you're frustrated. That's it. And ask yourself, what am I actually frustrated about? If you listen deeply enough, you will be surprised about the answer that your subconscious gives you. For example, my computer crashed. But what is the deep-rooted fear why you got frustrated? Fear of looking unprofessional. Could be. Fear of not having it all together. That's where change starts to happen, when you connect with fear, because otherwise you wouldn't be frustrated. Or fear of having to be right. That's the ego mind. And remember, frustration is your data point. Embrace that with love. Don't judge it. Just see it as a green flag, because that data point will help you grow. Step 2 is to override the emotional hijack. It's about getting from decoherence to coherence. With some deep breaths, you can reset your nervous system instantly. And then ask yourself, what is in my control? What is in my control? What can I do? And what is one small action I can take right now? And then take that micro action. It can also be when you feel that frustration, you let frustration travel through your body. And remember, you are not your feeling. It just is a feeling. You and the feeling is not a match. You let that feeling travel through you. And you experience that you get more energy. And that is how you turn your frustration into unstoppable productivity. I guarantee when you follow these 3 steps, you will experience miracles. So every time you get frustrated, ask yourself, how can I channel that intensity? Because frustration is really a very strong energy into something very productive. And then commit yourself to carry through. This system I just shared with you is exactly what I lean into each and every day. I allowed myself to get challenged before this video, but I don't want to be a match with that frustration. No longer I'm available for that version of me. That energy, that intensity of frustration got me to a next level. And that's the video I created for you. And I want you to celebrate your wins. Celebrate every time you dance with your frustration, every time you turn frustration and that intensity into something that is more meaningful for you. So frustration creates the same psychological arousal as excitement. You just need to redirect the energy. So remember, this system: recognize, override, and momentum. That is your override frustration system. What frustration are you ready to override? What frustration are you ready to help other people override? Drop it in the comment below. I love to hear from you. If you found this video helpful, hit subscribe and feel free to share this video with someone who might need to hear this today. Thank you for being here. I love you. And you haven't yet subscribed to my channel for more neuroscience-backed strategies. I love you. See you in the next one.